Peace, peace, peace. Greetings. Boy, look like a naked, what you call it, a naked rack? Anywho, divine energy. Greetings, greetings, greetings. Let me get this out here. Look, man, ancestors are like, let me tell you, let me give y'all the gist of a lot of shit. Life is not happening to you, it's happening for you. Y'all gotta have these uncomfortable conversations with people as if you're having it with yourself. Let me say this. I just had a conversation with the mother that I came through. And when I mean, like, you gotta speak and shatter the fucking mirror illusion of what they perceive the world. Your ancestors are fucking fed up with a lot of y'all shit, bro. They fed up. Like, if we sit back and just see how the world is being distracted by certain, what you really see, it's all how you use these platforms. It's not about saving nobody anymore. Those days are done. This shit is about people. Like, you gonna hear them signs gonna keep coming. Like, okay, it's time to go. Certain things like, okay, you're preparing to. You're seeing a lot of people selling their homes, getting RVs, or you're seeing certain things like the weather. Not only just that, it's not even like the ancestors are just like, they want to live in peace. They want to live in harmony. They want to enjoy this lifetime, and by any means necessary, they're going to do that. You're like, what do you mean? I'm like, what I'm saying is this. They're fed up with a lot of people's shit, a lot of the secrets, a lot of the stuff that is keeping people in a place of stagnation. People, keeping them in a mental state of confusion, keeping people in a place of like, do I need to just, in this savior, like this savior's coming, in this savior, like, aspect of like trying to save people. When you bring light to someone, or you come as his light, everything is not going to be pleasant and sweet. Your light may be brighter in a sense because you have done a lot of the inner work. You understand who you are. So now it's like, now the ancestors are calling people. Look, deliver this, send this message. It don't matter how uncomfortable it is. For you, it's gonna come. It's gonna flow. For others, you're supposed to shatter the fucking illusion, break the mirror, not having no fear of like how people are gonna perceive it. But when the ancestors and the spirit guys are calling you to remove and shake shit up, and all of a sudden you get this urge to do this and let go of this, it's purposeful. Because it's like a warning or a signal, like, okay, something's about to happen. I'm preparing you for something. But I'm preparing you for greater. Everyone is not going with you. They want to remove, but also create something better, blissful, harmonious. This is why people are removed from family structures, because people have been like this their whole life. All just expressing this to this person, and they're not getting any clarity or there's no solution. Stop looking for the solution in the same place. You're looking for the solution in the same place where the problem was. So certain moments it takes for you to remove yourself, then get the clarity. Be with yourself. But also, You know, when things are shifting and elevating and you're being pushed and called, and see the programming and people have been under this illusion, haven't had clarity because they're I say this, a lot of our women haven't at that moment have now they're returning, and men, to their spiritual aspect of who they are. And so you have these, you know, ancestors and spirit guides and ancestors that are like, hey, I'm trying to speak to you. I'm letting you know, like, look, this is me. Through signs, signals, whatever it is, and we think it's crazy. No, because it's you. It's you. I just want to look at myself. I love myself, but I love us. And yeah, they're gonna call you crazy. But then when shit start happening, you're gonna be the one that they're trying to find and come to. But you're listening to your inner guidance. And boom, when they come looking for you, Spirit is already gonna have you in a place where people won't be able to touch you. They'll be able to see you, but they won't be able to touch you. And it's not personal. Elevation is not personal. It's a great gathering that's happening, but it also is a great divide. Because the divide is the illusion of people. They're attached to this illusion of this fear. They're attached to fear. Fear being rooted in whatever abandonment issues, material wealth, or money, certain things that, again, it's okay to have these things, but are you willing to let go and see the intangible or the spiritual aspect, or the bigger picture, or the bigger perspective on how we're all collectively connected in all of this? Is it for, are you using these things or being guided for the greater good to help? And so you got the suffering, then you have the abundant and blissful and harmonious life, meaning that, you know, you start to see like, okay, having more, is that really an abundant life? Or really having less, still having that peace of mind, having that prosperity, having that love within, and seeing why this had to be removed and then replaced with a peace of mind, with love and guidance, and seeing beyond the veil. And so now things have to be removed, whether it be family, certain structures have to be dismantled and removed and destroyed, so we can see the bigger picture here of how we're all collectively in this. And it can be very few. You know, it can go from this to simply this, or this, or this, however. So, man, ancestors are like, things are just gonna happen like this. We are up under this full moon energy, and then with the eclipse, some of us, I'm just letting you know, you're seeing people embrace and enjoy them now. Give them flowers now. Everybody not going with you, because you chose this. It chose you. So you cannot save people from their own shit. And this is it's like the art of really, I say detachment, but in a way it's like a balance, but it's also about being neutral. Some people will choose suffering, choose their own selfish attachments to whatever it is in the matrix or whatever it is here. And you will have those that will choose love and be okay with having what it seems like less of material, but knowing that all that shit will be replaced with something greater. And greater in the sense, it's like luxury could be a trailer to some. Luxury can be a tent. Luxury can be an RV. Luxury can be living on an island in a tent, or in a place where you don't need that much. Luxury is peace. Luxury is that love that you know that's has always been there and that's forever. So it's like how you see it. And that's really all perception of it is. But man, it's on the real, man, it's so much bigger, bro. Like I've been listening to the wind, just meditating. And when I say shit is happening swiftly, just sit and listen. I mean, things are happening like, I'm talking about, people gonna come in like, things gonna happen like this. And some of you know, it's like, pack light, that's all I got to say. Because a lot of this stuff you're not even gonna need for what's about to happen. You're not even gonna, the things you think you need. It's like they're saying the same thing to make you laugh, make you cry. But it's like, I'm trying to make up something. The same thing you think you need, you won't. I don't know if that makes sense. But look, man, it's like some of us know we're here to have fun, to live a life abundantly. And so we're breaking out of that illusion of feeling like we gotta suffer. And our ancestors, spirit guides, and you know, they want to do that as well. They know we're entitled to that. That's what our destiny really consists of. So this is what it means, like everyone is not able to go with you. Because truthfully, it's like they chose that. They're choosing. That's their free will to choose to live a life of suffering. Choose to live in that low vibrational of certain things. Some of us know that we are bridges for people. So we make and go places and return here in a way because everyone won't get it now. That, you know, like everyone won't get this now. But it's not to say they won't get it, you know, in divine timing or divine will. But it's truly celebratory, man. But I'm going to get on topic of some real shit, man. I'm going to tell you this conversation. Like, I'm going to get into depth. Certain shit, like, indulging in certain things, like low vibrational things. And it's not for everybody. You know who you are. It's just an energy. It's like, some of us grew up in family dynamics where a lot of people were abusing drugs or so, whether it be like, you see people talk about dope, crack, or whatever it is, or certain things. And it's like that urge of trying to save them or, you know, steer them in a direction to like, bro, there's something else you can do. But it's like their own spiritual warfare that they're battling with. You can show people. It's like you can lead a horse to the well, but you cannot make them drink. And it's like you start to see when you it's not you stepping back, but when you pull away and you call your energy back and you step and you're like, wow. Some spirit says like divine guidance is allowing you to be removed from something. And it's not suffering. It's allow you to see it from a view, a bird's eye view. To see like, wow, fuck, this is, you're like, whoa, this is the world. This world is fucked. It's like, this world is corrupted. And you start to see like, man, you start to see how some people are so self-indulged or so so full of self, or you start to see the ego. And then you start to see how your ego has to be dismantled. Or you start to see how the balance between the ego and love, or you start to see how, like, you start to be aware and consciously aware of what's going on, like the awareness of breathing, the wind blowing the leaves, or the awareness of when you're meditating or your breath, the awareness of focusing on what you love to do, and the awareness on like, man, Look at humanity, bro. You're like, fuck. You're like, man. And you seeing it's like a plunge. You seeing like it's like, and you seeing how the illusion of control. You seeing the desperate measures that are being taken. The push fear, the push the vaccines, the push certain things, but not knowing like spirit is stepping in divine justice. You see in the balance how like I have no control over this. It's my response to what is happening. Knowing that I cannot save these people from their own demise, or I cannot save them from their own whatever it is they're going through. So me doing what I'm called or what's in my soul to do, whether it be speaking, whether it be sharing love, whether it be creating, whether it be something in a way to bring awareness, more awareness to the world, because it's a balance. You have the dark and you have the light. So it's like, let me keep doing what I love, not worrying about others, because it's like Ubuntu. I am because we are. We, where we and me. So it's like, yo, it's beautiful, man. It's really beautiful. But, okay, Spirit, speak on this? Okay. So it's like, it go into depth. It's like, we have to see what it's like past and future. You have to see what your, like, let's say like your family in a way is like your past. It's like the old part of, it's like the stuff that they do, you have to see it. You have to see it. And then for those that are creating a new tribe or a new people or a new beginning, you have to see what you know, what no longer serves you, to create something that is better for the generations to come. I express to my mother, it's like, you have to decide. You have to decide. We can decide. And see, that's the agreement. We can decide on, like, where, okay, are we going to heal together as mother and son? Like, how can we better this relationship? Like, truthfully, it's like, people that know, like, you have circumstances where there's someone in the place that is like a distraction to them. And I'm gonna tell you, like, bro, it's some real shit. Like, I would tell her, I'm like, bro, I know what you going through. You gotta be fucking authentic, bro. You gotta be willing to say the shit that they are afraid. It's like they pretend not to see, but it's like you gotta speak to their inner child, man. You gotta say stuff that no one else will say. But you gotta speak from a place that it's like, it's genuine, but at the same time, it's uncomfortable. It shakes shit up to where they know it'll have their ass like the rest of the day, like, man, what the fuck? Fuck, bro, what he said was so real. It have them questioning everything. I literally had this conversation, it's like with myself, but it's like my mother, the mother I came through, she's like a mirror. And I realize some of us are that guiding light for people in our lives, and you have to say the things that they are afraid to even say to themselves, to even acknowledge. And I said, you know what? Like, I look at, like, I said, you know, grandma watching. I said, a lot of our ancestors, I'm telling you, you know who you are when this shit, like, look, your grandmothers, your ancestors are watching. They see everything. They see what you're not saying. They're sitting back like, oh, okay. You still ain't talk to your mama. You still ain't talk to your dad. You still ain't talk to this person about, you still holding on to this when we want better for you. When you know we want better for you, but we're trying to nudge you and get, because That bullshit of like, oh, people leave this world and go to this place. Some of our, let me tell you, especially like grandmas and great grandmas, like I said in the video, some people, ancestors, did not leave or depart or transition in a place to where they were happy, or did they departed in peace. So a part of them is like, they want to, like, a part of them in a way, it's like they become what we call ancestors. If they, you know, earn that, I can say rank, or earn that place to be ancestors, which they guide us. They become guides for us in higher places. And you know who I'm speaking to. You have visions, or what we call, some people may call them dreams, and they speak to you. You have people that went to the other side, and there's a connection to where some of them, you're seeing like what their life, and they reveal to you their life and how they left, or when you go in places, ancestors reveal themselves or spirits reveal themselves, because there's so much people don't want to believe or really know that there's another place. But yet people will call you crazy. You just assume that you're giving something like this, or you're giving these gifts, and you believe that man tells you, oh, go to school and go there, go here and do this, and because they want to keep your fucking gifts bottled up and think that you don't have, you come from something greater and bigger than you. Bigger than everything here. Bigger than what man can even imagine. Keep you from allowing your kids to use their gifts. Following the direction of somebody that know nothing about spirituality, or know nothing about the darkness, or know nothing about themselves. And we sit back and allow other people to guide us. It's like leading a sheep to the slaughter. Let them be, let them go. But that's no more. There aren't leaders out here. There are leaders that are people that are coming into leadership, that are chosen to be that. People leading people back to themselves, the true essence of who they are. Not being afraid of, like, no. So I'm saying to my mother, I'm like, you know, grandma and this grandma, you know, they're not happy with what y'all doing. And people, you know, they're not happy. People that are treating their kids and abusing them, verbally speaking, saying these things, because our ancestors want now for our kids to live in a world where there's healing and love and nurturing and focusing on our well-being and the power that people speak into others, knowing that, again, this is, and this comes from the spiritual warfare. When you're seeing on social media, you're seeing everywhere. You're seeing this narrative being pushed. And so they're like, no. And so you know what's going to happen. They're going to wipe their ass out. There's people in the, it just is what it is. Certain things are going to happen to people. Certain things are going to come upon people and families, because they don't want to see you better. They don't want to see your family or other people, certain things happen for that family dynamic or lineage. This is why you are the one. Yeah, you, us, we, however you want to see it, to change that narrative. So why you're going to see people come from every place around the world, or certain things that actually want to connect, collaborate, unify. Very few. And it doesn't matter what culture or creed or whatever they come from, whatever background, it doesn't matter. There's going to be a soul connection there. And so things have to be removed. Because our mothers, the matriarchal, they're fed up, they're tired of people's shit. They actually want their grandkids and great-great-grandkids and great-great-grand, and they're seeing and they're watching how these kids, and, you know, even how this illusion of this government and these people that think they have power, they're watching them too. And they're going to wipe that shit out too. seeing how people are just sitting back watching these people in what they call poverty, watching these people in, you know, mothers and people going unfed and grocery store. This is why you see a shortage in a lot of food and a lot of, this is judgment, people. This is stuff that has to happen. Because what? Ancestors like, you value this more, huh? You don't care about what we want to create, right? You don't care about what the generation, the future generations, right? Okay, come here, let me get all this. Let me wipe that. Okay, no, see you later. And then they're going to call you crazy. Who cares? Guess what? We know what we're here to do. We know. So they're going to come. And guess what? They know you're untouchable. They know it. They know who you are in the spirit. They know what you've been called to do. You know. There's even people that, again, are sent on your path to try to distract you. But yet no one's questioning. When are we going to start valuing, like, love? And I told my mother, Ma, like, you know, like, when a life is brought into this world, however that life is brought, I'm like, okay, so when are we going to start to value? And then what are these elders doing? And that's why a lot of these elders got to be removed. Because what are you doing? The elders are supposed to be showing and leading the way. Like passing down knowledge and information to the generations to come. And then what? And then you have us. And then you have those that are after us. But then most importantly, they're not seeing the bigger picture, the kids. Because you think man or people know more than actually the purity, the kids, when they actually come here knowing. But yet what? A lot of stuff gonna have to be removed. And truthfully, spirit is like, doesn't matter if it's kids, family, a lot of stuff, because people are allowing. They are allowing their kids to go to this. And it's not to say everyone is like, it's not out of love or protection. But I do see that it's a lot of fear. And truthfully, it's a fear in death and abandonment. You won't do your research on something, but yet you allow something to be put into your body. But this is how it has to be, I guess. So now, all that weird shit and all these crazy... Oh, man, look. If it really boils down to all of it all, those that were the genuine heart mothers, genuine mothers and fathers, they know. This is why you're going to see a lot of judgment come upon mothers and fathers. Because you call those that were speaking and that has been called and chosen to speak and to shatter the illusions. Yeah, you people have been like, oh, they don't know what they talk about. And you notice how people have tried to come against those, attack them with everything, and now no more. Weapons will form, but now what? They won't prosper. No. Because the ancestors, they become more powerful. We become more powerful. Even when people leave this world, spiritually, they become more powerful. The spirits return, or the ancestors return. And so it's like, yo, I love you all, but the phoenix has risen. The phoenix has risen. The ancestors are rising. Man, I'm telling you, bro, encourage those to keep empowering and sharing the message that you are giving. Everyone has their truth, but does that not make it universal truth? Because anything that's not in alignment or it's not genuine or not sincere, you'll be able to discern what's not. Honor your discernment. Honor your truth. Honor the love that you are. Honor that truth that you know has been given to you. That divine. Honor the divine within you. Honor the divine masculine and feminine aspect of who you are. Honor what has been given to you, so that you be at peace in these moments. Because things are shaken up purposefully. And those that know you have no worries, there is nothing to worry. There is nothing to fear. You're going to see the world is shifting so fast. You're going to see those that thought they were in high places coming to those that they watch us. They have to. It's just the way it is. It's just the way it is, man. Where are your leaders? Where are your leaders? Where are your leaders now? Don't let me go there. Where are your leaders? You tell me the difference between someone showing you to go out in nature, and nature shows us the cycles and everything of life, rather than somebody speaking behind a mic trying to tell the world how to live, what to do. Some with a mask on, some without one. Then you watch these award shows, people all around each other. But then you see people. The focus is like, you don't see how much they are attacking your children and kids. But this is what you want. This is what you want. But for the warriors, the spiritual warriors, you can't even fuck with us doing that shit. Can't even come close. Because there are ancestors rising up in our blood. They know. They know the moments we living in. Because the truth is, it's always been about the kids. It's always been about the purity. Get them while they're young. This is why now you're seeing how people, the awareness now, people coming into the shaking up in their soul. It's like a rise in their soul. They're like, man, what? I don't care about none of this no more, man. Mothers and fathers like, man, I just want what's best not only for me. What can I do now for my children's children's children? What can we do now? Yeah, we know you watching. But you can watch from a distance. You cannot even get close. Ooh, wee! That wind is moving. There's something coming. It's already here. But like I tell y'all, get past your ego. It's bigger than you. You see this masterpiece? You don't just see the fact that it's just, most people, you got to see the hand, the creator, the source that creates the bigger picture. Even from this, and then you have this. But do you see the bigger picture? And how it's always been about the innocence and the purity. It's like when you get the programming of people, like their kids, it's like the first 7 years, it's like you see how what they've been receiving through their eyes, through their ears, even into this age of what they call adulthood. But yet those that have clinged and stayed true to their essence, those that are returning, trusting the process and embracing that. Namaste. Gratitude. Give gratitude to what is happening. Because all has to happen in this moment. All is happening now, but in the divine will for the greater good. And so, notice is to get people distracted away from the kids. To keep the structure of the tribes and people from very few connecting. This is the spiritual warfare. The more you reconnect with yourself and the essence of who you are, there will be others that, and boom, it will just, bam. You don't sit back. You just be patient. It's beautiful. Oh, I'm loving this masterpiece. I'm just creating now. I need to get back to create. But let me tell you, man. Ooh, I gotta listen to some music and vibe out. This wind is, woo. I want to get y'all hear that on the video. But sending you much love, peace, blessings, clarity, awareness, and abundance. Alright, that wind is powerful. It blew a leaf in the window. I mean, in here. Something's coming. Listen to the wind. That's what Spirit keep reminding me. Listen to the wind. That's like the ancestor. The wind is very powerful. That represents movement. Something is, oh yeah, the moon, the cycles. Everything happens in cycles. Moon cycles. Everything is happening as is, man. Oh, these are powerful, boy. These some beautiful moments. It's like, do not be discouraged. Be empowered. I cannot tell you how to do it, but this is why I share the messages. Is to remind those that do watch and observe. If you're being called to move, because you will, and shift, just get prepared. Stay ready. Stay ready. I can feel some of y'all, like in a way to like people that want to connect and reach out. Say something. Go love on yourself today. Say something to someone. Be kind, or go share some love, or send someone a beautiful message. I love you all. I love you all infinitely. And know that love is the universal force. And yeah, man, you came here to live life abundantly and beautifully. I look like a naked mole. But yeah. Enjoy it, man. Enjoy it while you can. Embrace every moment. Nothing's ever going back to the same. That's what's really causing people to panic. Because they know, a lot of people know their time is up. It's our moment now. You know what I mean? We are the powers that be now. Yeah, you're gonna hear it all. People gonna say, oh, he's crazy. You're crazy. He's into some type of magic and voodoo and witchcraft. What else? Everything. They're going, oh, rah, 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 and da, 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 blah, 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 blah. They're going to call you everything but a child or a star of the creative source of the Most High, of the divine. They can call you everything, but guess what? Put some respect on my motherfucking name. But you may not like me, but you're gonna respect this. And you don't even if you don't respect it, Spirit gonna check you. So you won't even be able to be in the presence greatness. Because you got to know who you are before you can be in the presence of something. As long as you know who you are, doesn't matter what people say, how they say it. This is why you notice everybody is trying to tell you who you are. Trying to tell you you have this identity. But look at the world. Look at people now. They going through a fucking identity crisis. They don't even know who they are now. Oh man, this when it went to, this is not like, I don't even care. I'm gonna say it. Truthfully, what is those degrees, certificates, all that money, or a lot of that stuff mean now? What does it really mean now? What does it mean now? Because, and I say that, for those, it can be an accomplishment. It can be a way of being a fulfillment. But truthfully, what has it done? And this is for few. This is no judgment on anybody. I don't like, this is me in my own world. For me, I'm like, I know what I came here to do. I tried it. It didn't work. It wasn't for me. No 9 to 5. And people don't like to talk about that shit. Everybody is hiring or looking for somebody now. I'm talking about, it's desperate out there. Like, if you don't see that the world has changed and has changed, what they say, get with the program. Let me tell you, man. Let me tell you what's really happening. They laugh at what you're doing now. They laugh at, oh, they're focused on their well-being and mental health, blah, 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 blah. Oh, he focused on creativity. Oh, that spiritual stuff is so witchcraft and so crazy. Oh my God, he's a devil. He's this. Oh, there's that. Oh, there's more. Because people they're not aware of who they are. They're not aware of there's something bigger than them. They're driven by ego and other shit that has no value. What is that stuff gonna have? What type of value is that really gonna have? Can you leave that for your kids' kids? Can you pass that degree down? Let's be honest. Can you pass that certificate down? Yeah, you may can pass that money down, but look at the value of it. Everything's changing. All that stuff is in a way of like energy, but are you creating a wealth, or are you creating something generational or ancestral? Like healing, facing things that, rebelling against things that that, it's not in alignment with your soul or with your purpose, And it's not for everybody. But I do see the fucking mental crisis on social media. A lot of these places are dark places, man. That's why some of us are using it for light or for awareness. May not have, and don't get caught up in this, bro. Don't get caught up in that bullshit of like how many views or a lot of that stuff. Does that really matter to the creator? No. Because certain people are meant to see it. Does that really matter? I myself got caught up in that. That's how you see the anxiety, or the mental attachment, the selfish attachment to how many likes, how many views, how many anything, even how much money. So it's like, yo, am I doing this for me? It's bigger than me. I'm in a big mood. Mm-hmm. So it's like, man, it's really, that's why you gotta be careful and watchful. These platforms, or it's how you use it. It's your own stage. Everyone's playing a role. It's like for just as much as you see people, you see how, like, you don't, you see, okay, being physically like, okay, you see how beautiful and curvous and how, yeah, women can look so, you're like, man, she looks so good. Is this my lust? Or is this something like I notice, like, what is my, like, is it just, oh yeah, let's, But what comes with that? What comes with that? What else? Men too, it's like, yeah, it's good to keep up your well-being. But I met people, it doesn't matter what they look like. The most beautiful people, like, even if they're 300 pounds, whatever it is, 200, I don't give a fuck. None of that. The world is changing. Truthfully, I'm gonna show you what's really about to be beautiful, bro. And women and whomever. If someone is spiritually in tune, they can have, ain't nothing in nature straight. And what I mean by, like, I'm talking about, like, nature is curved. Like, everything is like in a way of like constant movement or shifting. But I saw something, it's like the women that are like, you know how the perception of like, oh, everybody want this Coke bottle? Let me tell you something. Me, never cared about what package it came in. Unless there was this, this perception of like, man, you got to get one that boom, 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 boom. Never cared. Never cared. Because I met women, and I realized with myself, attracting something out of lust or just for the physical, rather than seeing the spiritual aspect of who they were inside. That had nothing to do with them but me. So I saw, like, I'm telling you, like, and women that are, I celebrate them all. Because there's still something even more beautiful about women that have curves everywhere. And you be like, what? Let me express to you. Because everything, when you see in nature, it's like reminds you of the woman. When you see the stretch marks, it's like you look at a tree. That's the same shit. You see them little markers. You're like, what? You see a bush, see how the hair is made, a lot of stuff. It's the same thing. Everyone likes what they like, but it's beautiful. It's how your perception is. You see the beauty in everything. So you're going to see how the woman that is curvaceous, or you're going to see how the world is changing, shifting. It's not going to, no more that, like, I love natural. I love natural. I've always loved natural. And like I tell myself, I'm like, bro, shit, I would be, you know how you go to the club and, you're like, man, you're trying to impress people that don't give a fuck. People are so more focused on trying to see who look good outwardly. Getting all, drinks as much as just not even, just to what? It was only a mission. It was a purpose just to go there and just, oh yeah, let me see who the best looking in here. And truthfully, honestly, a lot of those women never cared. They never really wanted to lay down with a lot of men. Men too. Because they were either driven by lust, and some women, they didn't even care. They were, bruh, I'm telling you, the world, bruh. Y'all, look at how these celebrities or certain people being affected now. People ain't focused on that no more. They like, man, you see that spiritual sister over there, boy? You see how, boy? You see that natural hair, boy? You see that kinky hair? You see that nappy hair? Or you see how she got them stones? Boy, you see how creative she is? Man, you see how sis going to, she doing what now? People just changing over certain things. Sis meditate. It's like, bruh, oh, she traveling where? Sis what? You ain't gonna hear people talking about that shit, bro. Go get on Zillow. I tell people, go on Zillow now. You see all them houses up for sale, big $1 million mansions and all this shit. Man, y'all, distractions. I travel and I've been on the road, bro. You see all them people and they in them RVs. People was like, man, fuck this. I'm finna just go live. They going off the grid. They want to go be out in nature. They want to go connect with. People are returning to the essence of who they are to bring a more beautiful and harmonious way of living, man. People are tired of being just sitting around, just sitting there, just doing the same thing. That's what's driving people insane, man. It's so much energy trying to look a certain way, trying to follow people. When you can be your own leader in your own world. Nobody can tell you what to do. It's like, what are you teaching your kids? You see social media, it's like, who's behind that? What are you teaching? What are you going to do? What are you teaching your kids the value of what life really is? Or what are we here to do to really have fun? That's all they want to do. And what people do, you strip them from that. They just want to have fun. They teach us. They supposed to lead the way. Do we ever sit down with the kids and be like, you know what? You ever question yourself, like, why am I living like this? Why? It gotta be more to life than this. It gotta be more to life than this. They are the innovators. We are the innovators. They are the creators. We are all co-creators of the creator, of source. What are we really doing? What are you really doing? Come on, man. Only people that call you crazy and out of this world or not of this world or he's insane but isn't insanity like doing the same thing repetitively, expecting a different result? So what is society again? So what have y'all been doing again? Oh, keep on working and worrying and wondering and where this is going to come from and how this is going to come in. Oh, yeah, your kids keep going and, oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, my world is colorful. Notice, like, y'all going to these places where the walls are dull and white and you know you're not happy with what you're doing because happiness is not an outside thing. Some people are satisfied with, like, being a certain size. Some people are satisfied with how many kids they have. Some people are satisfied with whatever they have. Can't we all just get along and have fun? Notice how people that push this narrative, people that push peace and love and unity or push a way of living so people can focus on their well-being